Hi friends, this is Manish Pandey. Welcome back. In this video, we will talk about commit, amend commit and push. We'll cover each and everything regarding this commit, amend commit and push. So let me show you in UiPath Studio first. Here in UiPath Studio, you can see this symbol. It means you have already added this project to the local repository. Now, if you don't know about that what is local repository and what is remote repository, then you can go through the previous video. When you right click on any file or the main project, you will see this option commit. Now, what is this commit? Commit is a term used in the version control system such as Git. Commit is used to save the changes made to the project to the local repository. It means commit is used to save the changes locally. In UiPath Studio, when you work on automation project, you regularly save your progress in a version control system like Git, right? When you commit the changes in UiPath Studio to a Git repository, it means in your local repository, you are actually saving your project to the local repository, including any modification you have made to the files such as workflows, your configurations files. Now let's say this is the changes that I have made and I want to commit this. I want to save this progress to the local repository. So what will I do? So first I have to save this. Let's say I'm just making any changes here. So first I have to press Ctrl S. And then once you will save this project, you will get this pencil, this icon. It means this is ready for the commit. Ready to save that locally. It means in your local repository. You can see it here. There are two options here. This is for push and this is for commit. Now right click on this project, click on commit. Now here you can see the commit changes window. When you commit the changes, it will create a new version of the file with the changes included. And when you commit the changes, you need to provide a commit message, and that message should be concise and informative, and that should be clear so that other team members can understand the purpose of committing this one. In local, only you have the access to the file, but once you will move the changes to the remote, then other team members can access that one. So that time this will be very important and that will be very beneficial for the other team members to understand the changes what you have done. Why committing is required? Why saving this file to the local repository? Why that is required? This is required basically if you forget to commit the changes, if you are not committing that to the local repository, then your data will be lost. You will not have the backup of this file. So here in the commit message, we'll write like added for each file workflow. Now after that, you need to click on commit. So there are three options for now. You can see commit, amend commit and push. So for now, we'll click on commit. And this commit will save this changes locally in your local repository. Now we'll talk about amend commit. Now what is amend commit? Amend commit is used to modify the most recent commit. Now let's suppose you have made some changes to your project in UiPath Studio and you commit those changes to the local repository. Now after committing, you realize that you forgot to include a log message activity or any activity in the previous commit, or you want to update the commit message to provide more details on the changes. Now, to update or amend the previous commit, you can first make the necessary changes to the project files. So let's say in the previous commit, I forgot to add one more workflow. So this one I wanted to call, but I forgot that time. Now I just made the changes. Now I will save this one. Now once we'll save that, you can see there are changes here. Now again right click on this project, or you can do it especially on that file and click on commit. Now here we have an option for the amend commit, and you can see the tooltip that message amend previous commit. So check this checkbox, and once you check this checkbox, you see this message that is added for each file workflow, and this commit message we entered previously. Now I want to either modify the only commit message, the previous commit message, just to explain better, or I want to add few things like activity or any file which I missed to add that in that previous commit, right? So now I can do both the things. I can modify the commit, and also I can add that any activity, any workflow, anything I can modify here. Now let me just modify this commit message added for each file. Let's say I did some mistakes, so I will also just modify this added for each file workflow and calling main workflow of for each, right? This one I just added this one. Now after that we can click on commit. Now what happens after entering the message and click on commit, your most recent commit has been amended. Amending a commit is done on your local repository and it doesn't affect the commit history of your remote repository until you push the changes to the remote. Now if you want to verify that commit we did recently with the amend commit or with a commit, you can right click on this project and click on show history. And here you can see this one added for each file workflow, and after that we amended that commit and we added that message like calling main workflow for each. Now you can see we do not have two version. Why? Because we just amended the previous commit, so that's why we are getting only one message. We don't have two messages, right? Now it's time to move the changes to the remote repository, and for that you can see we have option push. Now what is push? Push is a term used in the version control system to upload changes made to a local repository to a remote repository. Now after committing your changes to locally, you can push them to the remote repository. To push that these changes from local to remote, you need to right click on this and click on push. Or second option, you have this button here. You can click on that. So you can click on any of this option. So click on this push here, and now you can see it's pushing the changes to the remote repository. And this is always done from local to remote repository. Now just go to this GitHub and open your that repository and then just refresh this, and then you will see the recent changes that we did. Okay, you can see here this has been modified, like uploaded by this user, and this is the commit message. When you commit the changes, first it stores your files locally and only you will have access to that one. And when you push that files from local repository to the remote repository, everyone can access the file based on the visibility set to the repository, that can be private or public. Now this is the complete tutorial of commit, amend commit and push. I hope this is useful. If so, please like this video and please subscribe this channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.